What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Quadcast, the show where we get real, get raw, and get loud about mental health, substance use, and the fight to take our lives back.
Each episode, we're cutting through the stigma, dropping knowledge, sharing stories, and bringing the heat with guests who have lived it and aren't afraid to talk about it.
So turn it up, lock in, and let's break barriers, spark change, and build a community that refuses to stay silent. You're tuned into the Quadcast, and let's get into it.
You can find us on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, or email us. The Quadcast is always looking for new guests, whether you're individuals that have experienced it, you're in law enforcement, treatment programs, nurses, doctors, or anyone that just has something to say. Come share your story with us on mental health or substance abuse.
Warning, there's cussing in this video. If you don't like swear words, well, you're
watching the wrong damn show.
And I end up getting found, Google Skills. It's another Google Skills. State of West Virginia versus Marshall County. It is now legal to defend yourself in the state of West Virginia over my case if it is a life-threatening ordeal. Scariest moment of my life right there. Sure. Yeah, I went to trial because they wouldn't take a plea. You know, by this time, I'm inside. I haven't been in for a year and a half. The ride. I just started to ride at Southern. So I'm at Northern. And I think I'd been out of the hole. I just did like 9 months straight in the hole. I've been out of the hole like, I don't know, 3 days, 4 days. And I went from watching Gold Rush to beating a dude to death, beating his friend almost to death. The third one got out of the cell before I could get to him. Carried the one dude to his bunk, went and got my Butterfingers, and went back to watching Gold Rush because I knew I was getting ready to get him out on a one-way ticket.
So what was the ride?
It was a race ride, and the crazy thing is, like, half the black dudes was on our side. I ain't racist. It was like but there was a bunch of them like across the hall that had started some problems and like got on some racist kicks with us. But the black dudes that was in our pod was like, no, we fuck with these dudes. So it kept back and forth. Well, they ended up moving one of their big homies, is what they call them. He ends up coming in off the streets and getting moved in our pod. So when he comes in, he immediately straps up. You know, he cuts 2 pieces of steel out. You can take toenail clippers and steel bunks. You can cut steel out with some toenail clippers. And you can make some real. It cut somebody's head off with. And he's like just trying to be some type of way. And then one of my little buddies, just a little dude too. He wasn't very big, little 5'6" dude, probably 165 pounds. He's trying to watch TV. Dude comes there and takes a remote and just starts turning the TV. Well, in prison, we're fighting.
Yeah.
And he looked at me because basically, I'm so violent inside. Like I try to run every situation I'm in. And if I fuck with the people, then like if it's gonna put us all in jeopardy, then like we're all going or we're all not. I just give him this. And so he sat down beside dude and hooked dude. And dude's a big boy. Like he's 6'4", 6'5", 250 pounds, in shape, works out all day. I knew it wasn't gonna be a good situation for him. But it's what he wanted, so I, get you a little bit. He started whooping my dude's ass. And I holler at him and tell him to stop. And like he says something to me, I don't even remember, just something it wasn't even racial. He said something that just, fuck you, done nothing. And inside, that's all it takes. You know what I mean? And when you're living that life and inside, it becomes that. If you're a violent criminal, as I was at the time. And so I'd be lying down the steps. Well, as soon as I get to the bottom of the steps, he pulls these 2 knives out. Well, I'm so quick with my hands, he pulls them out like this. Well, he leaves his chin wide the fuck open. Yeah, I came right on. So then he was like, what? Throws him up even farther. I smoked him. Boom. As soon as he hits the ground, he's still moving. He's not all the way out. And then he tries to like cover up and he's trying to like stab me from the side. That's how I end up beating his ear off. I end up elbowing him so many times. It knocked his ear off here. And they took him out to the outside hospital. And it was so bad they was going to have to do surgery. So they brought him back, give him a PR bond. And dude's in there on like a robbery charge, but he's going to have to get like some surgery. We seen him, they take him out, fucked his equilibrium up. He knocks somebody's ear off. They can't hardly walk. Well, he goes outside, I guess, and has his people meet him and starts sniffing cocaine. As soon as they get in the parking lot, he goes right down the road and dies from a brain aneurysm. And so, they really couldn't blame it on me because he had cocaine in the system. But in all reality, that situation was bad, and it probably was my fault, and I probably could have handled it different looking back now, but it was one of them. You're in jail, and it's a dog eat dog world in there, or at least that's how you think, and it really don't have to be, what I mean. And that was one of the ones that like bothered me. And he was a piece of shit dude, but you get to the point where like when does it become too much, what I mean? And then that's when they sent me to Northern, and then that happened right on. I ended up doing 9 months in the hole first, but then they wouldn't go let me out of the hole, and they shot me to Northern, to the hole up there. They kept me in the hole for like 2 or 3 days. Come down there, the sergeant's like, he's like, "You've never been in my jail before," and he said, "There's 14 people here that's got keepaways on you already." He's like, "There's only one pod that you can go into." He was like, "You beat people up in so many jails that there's so many people here that's hiding from you." Right. He's like, "I only got one pod I can put you in." And I was like, "All right, cool. Put me in there." And they let me out of the hole. And then that other gang situation happened. And that dude ended up, but yeah, I had to go to trial on that. They charged me attempted murder, accessory, like I don't remember. It ended up being they hit me with a recidivist. Which is like, yeah, they hit me. They hit me with they call it the big bitch. But it was a 15 to life on top of the other charges. And so like that whole stint from the Capitol until I got out, and they told me, you're gonna do this whole 10 years. They took 2 years good time from me, so it was gonna put me at like, I can't do half the time no more. Then they have taken all my good time, so there wasn't no 5 to kill it. I was doing 10 years, and the parole board just kept telling me, "Hey, we're not letting you out. We're not letting you out." I was like, I'm never going in there with any hope. And then, believe it or not, one of my buddies talked me into going to the drug program at Huttonsville, and they gave me parole after that. Yeah. Now I got out and relapsed, and it's a few years being homeless there again here recently. My 2-year mark's next month, but the first 2 years I've chose in my entire since I was 12 years old. Not only did I make the changes, I made the amends, but them couple years being out there on the street, man, homeless, eating out of dumpsters, getting sick, laid up in the hospital multiple times. I spent 3 months in the hospital and was supposed to be not coming out. That's what they told me.
Well, and that's what you said. One of your biggest turning points.
Yeah, absolutely was. Absolutely. Something in me broke in the hospital. Like, I ain't gonna tell you I found religion. I ain't gonna tell you I found anything other than myself.
Sure.
No rehab, no nothing. And everybody swore I wasn't gonna make it just because of the person I've always been. And I've always been competitive as fuck at everything I do. So I felt like I finally realized that I was losing at life. Yeah. And I think that was like the catalyst to sit back and look at like all the stuff I'd done. I never wanted to be a loser, but yet I was being the worst loser that I could be.
You're destroying yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Fighting against yourself.
Yeah. You see how big I am now. When I got out of the hospital, I was 202 pounds, at 6'6". So I looked bad. Had to wear a life vest. So when I did fall over and die, I'd try to shock me back to life. Them things hurt. Had to go.
You said at one point you had so much fluid.
Yeah, 109 pounds. They took 109 pounds of water off of me.
Holy shit.
My fraction value of my heart was 8%. I got 3 valves that's messed up. I refused the stents. I refused the heart surgery. Because they told me even doing it that I wasn't going to make it more than 6 months or a year, even doing all this.
Right.
So by that time, I just made the conscious choice that I'm just going to go ahead and go out. Like, just go ahead and let me die, And when I didn't, I was like, man. And then my brain kept telling me, just fight, just keep fighting, just keep fighting, just keep fighting. And then I've been fighting the good fight since.
There's a reason for it.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
I don't think they would have taken it so easy as you got it on the law side of things for there not to be a reason.
Yeah. And it was crazy because some of the magistrates my dad knew, and they gave me the biggest bonds because they didn't want to see me out there hurting myself. Right. You know what I mean? One of the magistrates that just started down there, me and her grew up together just a few months ago, like 6 months ago. One of the dudes I got a job for had an old warrant come up. Done got him in rehab, done got him sober, got him off the streets. I was in prison with him, met this guy in prison. And a good dude, and try and get his kid back. So I got him a job, and he's like, I got to go pay a ticket. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take it. We'll take the day off. I took a day off, took a PTO day off. We come back from Pittsburgh early. I take him down there, drop him off. I'm sitting outside. Phone rings. He's looking over the phone. I'm like, what's going on? They done got him cuffed up. Yeah, they're taking him to jail. $5,000 cash only bond. Won't let him put his property up because he owned his property. He's like, I was like, and I don't have $5,000 cash to put up. And I was like, I'll be in there in a second. And I walk in. 4 of the 5 sheriffs that's in there know me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, real personally. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure which one.
Oh, yeah. The new dude, the new guy, the new guy that they was training. He's the only one that didn't know me. So as soon as I walk in, they're like, oh yeah, it's Adam Foster. But then, everybody knows I've been on a different kick, and done changed my life in doing this stuff. The magistrate sitting there, and I didn't even know she was a magistrate yet. It's a girl I grew up with, and she was like, "Why are you here?" She was like, "I know you're not in trouble." She was like, "I've been following you on Facebook, and like, what's going on?" And I was like, "This dipshit." And she was like, "You're his boss." I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Well, he's going to jail today." And I was like, "I need him at work Monday." I was like, I done sent him to rehab. He done went to detox. Like, he's done trying to change his life. And she went back and read the paperwork. Well, the paperwork on this shit's fucked up. Some girl that he moved her stuff like 2 years ago said he stole like 60 brand new pair of panties or something. And it's this old black woman with, listen.
Pair of panties.
Yeah. It was so funny. I just started busting out laughing when she tells me. I'm like, Casey, what?
And on the second thing, who steals them?
Yeah, why was it still 60 brand new pair of panties?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see some like weirdo.
Yeah, wanting to steal your old dirty ones, like old nasty perverts. And he was like, he's just sitting there like,
and they're out there.
Yeah. He's standing there and all, and he was like, and he was a officer, so you're not leaving state on bond, you're not doing none of this. And she said, you promised me you're gonna have him back for court. And I was like, absolutely, I'll bring him myself. And she said, mark the $5,000 cash out, mark the not leaving state out, signed her initials to him, and PR'd him right out the door to me. And that's
gonna make you feel good.
Oh, person. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, coming through all this and everybody knowing, like, all this stuff was just public because I was so nonchalant about not giving a fuck about anything in life that it was just, who cares? I mean, what I do. Stay the fuck away from me if you don't like me. And that's how it was. So, when the demeanor changed and I started holding myself accountable for all the stuff I was doing.
Dominique will be so happy.
Yep.
Yeah. Accountability. Accountability is something that has been the hardest, like even in relationships with my family, like my daughter, I'm trying to get to know my daughter a lot better, just become part of her life. And I've not made the best decision still, like nothing crazy, nothing bad, but they, have witnessed all the stuff I've done over the years. And a simple text message back and forth between my ex that I promised them I wouldn't do made them so mad that, I wasn't allowed to talk to her for some months over her choosing. She got mad. She's 13. She's a girl now. Yeah. And, yeah, she's been mad at me since. Now, we've seen each other. I seen her on her birthday, and, like, they're giving me leeway. But, it's hard to break people's confidence and not have accountability. But that was another one. I had to just go to them and man up and be like, I did this, and I told you I wouldn't.
It's
and
the trust factor. And I mean, obviously words don't build that.
Actions.
Yeah, it takes a while for that to be built back.
Yeah, I crushed it for 40 years. Yeah. I didn't get there overnight. I'm not going to get back overnight. But, just the people seeing the journey and the amount of people that reach out to me now, and just that seen, everybody from our area, everybody from here to in a tri-state area knows who I am or my name because of the news and the chaos. And yeah. But even them now, like the dude that got me off the streets, he was one of the ones that was a catalyst. I had a warrant, and he was like, I'm not gonna arrest you.
But even through your bad times, like, you still made those impressions on somebody to want to help you.
Yeah. Like, that's all. I always said I was a lost hope and a lost cause, and I stuck to that, and that's why I acted the way I did. But in all reality, like, so many other people seen so much in me that I never seen in myself until now.
So, like, after all of this, like, where's your mental health spot at? Like, personally, where do you
I get in my head a lot still, but I get quiet now. I don't let it, I just let it eat me. Just like you said, I'll sit and process, but people know when I'm processing because I get quiet.
Yeah.
But
I'll seclude myself in this house.
Yes.
And stay away from people. I'll screen my phone calls unless it's absolutely dire need. Like text messages, all of it. I'll let it go for days.
Yeah. 90% of the time, I'm the one. It's became so crazy because I went from being the one that nobody wants to talk to now, from my family to my friends to my cousins, people reach out to me now just to talk to me about stuff. I've became the voice of reason a lot of times. And I still got my moments. Everybody does. I have my moments, and that's when I'm quiet.
Everybody calls you about trailer sales.
Yeah. Well, I cut all them calls off. I cut. Yeah. You got to know which.
You're the reason that they have trackers on them now.
Yes. I guarantee.
You're the reason that they all have trackers on them.
That's so.
Oh man, yeah. U-Hauls, Penske's, God, I can't tell you the amount of stuff I've stole.
The big pages of disclosures that you have to go through. I won't do this. I won't do that.
Yeah, it's because of people like me. Yeah, it's because of people like me. And you realize all that stuff, and I can laugh about it now. And I got one of the best sense of humors. I laugh and joke with everybody, and if I don't like them, I just don't talk to them.
But you have to.
Yeah, if you can't laugh it off after going through that, it'll eat you up. Now it does sometimes. My mom's birthday was last week, and when I came back from North Carolina, I went to North Carolina down there and tried to get her and my sister to get sober with me. And I'm just 3 or 4 months sober, and as soon as I get down there, she hands me a bottle of pills this big. Here, I need you to hide these for me so your sister won't need them all. So I immediately, and I'm completely sober at this time. This is what triggered me into getting on Suboxone. Is because I knew if I didn't, I got my demon in my hand, and I hit him for her. And I got up the very next morning and took myself to a clinic in North Carolina, and because I knew it triggered me immediately. I was just a few months.
The accountability.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and self-aware too.
Yeah. And then I ended up walking out and leaving. And then Mom called up here as soon as I got up here, and told him I had 3 or 4 bodies buried up here. That state delegate that got killed at the mouth of Camel's Creek last year, they blamed that on me.
We were talking before we started recording, and I think it was before she got here.
Yeah, that state delegate was killed last year. They blamed that on me. I've took like 6 or 7 lie detector tests over it.
Why?
Just because of who I was and the life I was living, and he lived right by me, and I was the closest violent criminal in the area, and then multiple other people told him I did it. So they started questioning my child's mom and their family, and finally started calling and coming around. They kept messing with me, kept messing with me, and finally I was like, what do you want me to do?
Any evidence?
None.
Yeah.
None. And then they come and they're like, well, we want you to take some lie detector tests. So I go down to the county courthouse. Well, 3 of them, they're like, oh, these are inconclusive. I fell asleep during 2 of them. So they're like, yeah.
Thinking like, man, I was shitting razor blades when I took my first one. How the fuck did you fall asleep?
Nah, yeah, I'm in there.
Because I was becoming a police officer.
He smacks me. He smacked me. Wake up. Oh, my bad. It's getting monotonous. And he was like, it's just the way it is. So he did another one. And yeah, the third one, literally like 2 questions in, I was over like this. I'm like, well, I'm tired of answering the same questions.
And they're madder than hell.
Oh, through the machine. Then they called me the next week. Well, we want you to go take him somewhere else. So then they took me to the federal building. Took one there. Negative. Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone at this point.
Call back a week later. Want me to go to St. Albans to take one there. All right, cool. Let's go. Yeah, after the 6th or 7th one, somewhere in there, I took a few. I finally told him. I think it was like the 6th one. I told him. I said, I'll take one more. I said, but after this, I'm pretty sure this is harassment. Like, I've done everything y'all have asked. Yeah. And you know, by this time, I'm like trying to change my life. I'm trying to get all the way the hell away from this shit. But they're still out there asking questions over it. Like, you know, I just heard a few months ago they stopped some people and asked about me. I went to go in a Sam's hot dog, little gambling joint to spend some money. Yeah.
Gave up Hooters.
I gave up Hooters. As soon as I walk in there, she was like, the U.S. Marshals was just in here asking about you. I was like, dude, what? I was like, fuck no. I was like, I ain't been in trouble in over a year now. I was like, no, I'm gone. I did. They still ain't ever said nothing to me since then, but I made them promise. And my dad was there. I went to my dad's house and let him hear it because my dad never been in trouble, you know. And I put him on speakerphone, and I was like, I got other witnesses, like, you know, and told him, I was like, this is it. I was like, this is the last one I'm taking. And I said, anything after this, I'm filing harassment charges. Like, I literally am trying to do everything that you asked me to do. And the last one, like, but I made them every time. I got them because I only agreed to take them if it was just questions about that murder.
Yeah.
And then the last one, all 6 of them. And the last one, I forgot to like put that in the clause. And they tried to get off topic, and I was like, no. They started trying to ask me about other old cases and other this and that, and I was like, Yeah, a machine over going like this, and I'm just going, it's yeah, like, but they've left me alone, but they've definitely been questioned, and you know, just so many people in my area. I've been the easy out, the easy target, but I put that target on myself, on my back for so long that, you know, it becomes easy. Like, it becomes like, what do you expect? Like, he's the most violent man in our area. He lives close to this dude. And I guess I'd been at the same like gambling joint he was that night or something.
Good job,
and I guess I hit like $6,000 or $7,000, and I guess he hit a bunch of money. And they said I followed him from their home and shot him in the head with a .22. And yeah, it was a whole situation. And I was like, if I said, as a drug addict that's recovered, if you hand somebody $6,000 or $7,000, what are they gonna do? Where are they going? Yeah. I went and bought a Cadillac and a bag of dope. They got a Cadillac. It was a nice one too. God, they got it. Yeah, they got it. Caught me at the car wash. And that same cop pulled up on me the other day and didn't swear he's the last one I seen. And he was a detective last time I seen him. He was a detective when he caught me at the car wash. And he towed a Cadillac because I didn't have a license. Car's legal and everything, and on private property. And my friends own the car wash. And oh, hell yeah, he did. Yeah, it was a CTS4 premium package with the supercharger and stuff on it. Yeah, done outrun him like 100 times in it. When he pulled the thing.
That's why they tell you.
Yeah.
That right there.
Well, that and the fact that they found like 10 different sets of tags in the back too. So when you're committing crimes, you gotta have different tags.
Well, yeah.
Gotta have different tags.
Except for that, I'll probably came back to trailers.
From the one company.
Might have been their work trucks. Yeah.
So funny. Yeah, I switched it and put that other guy's thing on there. So it was legal.
Yeah, the tags was good. They wasn't dead or nothing.
So funny.
The insurance was in somebody else's name. I don't remember who I had the car in some girl's name. Just
some waitress made her.
Yeah, she used to be. Oh, there's 10 of them probably. I could run 10 of them down to you. And the one that just called, that's where I met her. She's doing a real good life. She's a parenting coach and life coach, and I spent a lot of time talking to her now.
What was it like? What was it like? Because you have a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And you enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like trying to get that job after all of this shit?
One of the boys that was in the middle of all this chaos with me, I talked into getting sober and off the streets because I'd known him since he was 4 years old. And I seen him homeless at the gas station, and literally about tried to fight him. I was like, you need to go home to your kids and try to do better. And then he told me, he was like, my wife left me and they got the kids taken by the state. And he was like, I'm all the way fucked up right now. And we spent a few weeks out on the shit together, and then I was back on needing to rob some people. And instead of letting him go with me, I talked him in or just having a good conversation with him. Was the last time I seen him. And then all this happened to me. I went to North Carolina, and I guess he's been sober 4 or 5 years now, and he watches me the whole time, never says a word to me. And last year, like I'm getting up every morning and I'm cutting grass, I'm weed eating, I'm doing everything. I'm living, I'm chasing money like I'm chasing dope. Like it's the only way I knew. I couldn't get a job. Nobody still wanted to hire me.
Sure.
And he calls and he was like, what are you doing? I was like, just sitting at my dad's house. It's like, spent all day cutting grass. I was like, man, I'm just trying to find a job and shit. And I hadn't talked to him in a minute. Didn't know he had this job. Didn't know what was going on. He was like, you want to get high? And I'm like 8 months, 9 months sober. And I know he's been sober for a couple of years. And I'm like, what the fuck did you say to me? And he was like, I was just checking to see what your mind's at. And he was like, you want a job? Why don't you come work with me? And we've been on this journey since.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what do you actually do?
I started off as a technician. We was doing, I run vac trucks. I do hydro excavation, but I do a little bit of all of what the company does now. But when I started, I was just labeled as a technician, $18 an hour. And it's industrial cleaning. We clean major plant sites and, biggest steel factories in the company and the paper mill,
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, that's what we were talking about before you go.
Yeah. And and we're the travel crew. So, she was getting pizza. And
hello. You're welcome.
You texted me 30, 40 minutes before and said pizza's ordered. I know it didn't take them 40 minutes to come to pizza.
And
I said it for a specific time, and then I had to go do animal.
Yeah, you said it for late.
I said 12:45.
But he's taught me so much how to be a man and how to function and about friendship and just how to be professional. And I've gained $10 an hour in a year.
Really?
Yeah. Not counting my per diem, not counting they pay for all my gas everywhere I go now. Yeah. And I went from a tech to I'm a crew leader and an operator within a year because the work ethic that I put out. And I'm not ignorant, I was street smart for a long time, but when the explosion happened in Pittsburgh a few months ago, that was our job. It was, I told you there was a few dudes that died there. And Justin was the one in the truck that's on the news. Like if you pull it up, it shows an MPW truck that got blown like 16 or 17 foot across the street. That's my best friend and my supervisor. And he was out for a month or so because it rocked him so bad. It messed his equilibrium up. Yeah, major explosion.
What was the
Gas
story behind
faulty valve on a gas line that they was cleaning. They got it shut, and then it froze shut. Back pressure, and we're talking about a gas line this big. Back pressure built. They started hearing ting ting, and bolts coming out. Yeah, bolts popping. Run. And I got moved. I was only like 12 foot from where it blew, and we was sucking up all the water that was getting blown. Well, they had some deliveries show up, so they was like, go take lunch early or finish the job, and just dip. I'm like, I'm gonna finish real quick. We left 4.5 minutes. I was still logged into where it exploded, and as soon as we pulled off, I pulled in our trailer, which not far, our work trailer, and it rocked. Boom, boom, boom. They come running outside. They thought I hit the trailer. Our bosses.
Yeah.
And I immediately was like, "That's our job. That's where we was at." And they was like, "No, no, it's on the other side of the plant." And I'm like, "I'm telling you right now." Then boom, the phone starts ringing, and they helivac 7 or 8 people out. I was only 2 of us stayed. The whole 30 other people all left. 2 of us stayed and worked. I ended up working like 105 hours that week in 5 days. Yeah, like 22,
Ooh.
23 hours. Yeah. I'm pushing. Well, that night, there wasn't nobody there but me and him, and we're just doing like leg work. Wasn't no trucks needed. The next night, immediately there's like 5 operators we have just like quit. And I have them go bring me 2 trucks, and just immediately, and the bosses are gone. We done been there 16, 18 hours a day, so it's just us there. So I spent all night. I'm talking on a 24.5 hour shift running trucks. I ain't never even drove on these things before, and these things are bigger than dump trucks. You know what I mean? It's a vacuum truck. They're bigger than, it's make a garbage truck look little.
Yeah.
And standard automatic. One of them standard, one of them's automatic, and I'm all night. We're sucking water out of this gas line because they got to flood the gas line with water. Mm-hmm. And they was like, "Look, it's gonna take you 3 to 5 days to do it." I finished the job in 18.5 hours because I nonstop all night. So when they get back in the next morning, thinking this job is still going, like one of the main plant bosses sent us home. And he was like, "Why did y'all leave?" He was like, "This job was going to take," and then boom, phone rings right then. And boss called and was like, "Hey, whoever the 2 dudes and the operator you had over here last night was," he looks at me and was like, "There wasn't even an operator over there." Well, yeah, there was. And then, this is when my work started figuring my life out. "How'd you figure out how to drive them trucks?" I was like, "I've been stealing shit since I was a kid." Swear to God, exactly what I told him. And he was like, "What?" I was like, "I can drive anything." I was like, "And I'll figure out how to work it." And I did. And I've been operating and driving them since.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Some things you learn, carry over. A lot of them don't. Yeah, a lot of them don't.
The good ones do.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
Interesting.
The cat's made a home in my lap.
That's because I wouldn't love her.
I love her.
She goes through her spells.
She's very sweet.
She's very snuggly. She likes to snuggle.
Yes,
Like,
I love that.
when I let her sleep with me in bed, she'll like cuddle up against my neck.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
Yeah, nice.
But then you'll wake up at like 4 a.m. and bitches are fucking licking your face. Like,
Yeah.
get off. Go away.
No, my cat was a kitten. He'd sleep right here. He doesn't do that anymore.
How you feel about it?
About what?
You miss, you got no questions for me?
I've been asking her questions.
That's
Yeah, I know,
not
but
necessarily true.
yeah,
It's been kind of fun.
I ain't heard none of that. You.
Oh, that's such a lie. Play the tape back.
I can't talk right now.
What do you think is like the toughest part for you, like these days? Is it still like just waking up and choosing?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
No.
I don't know how the hell.
Days.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell like I broke that the way I did. But I know where all my lines are at now. I don't care what it's with. But the toughest things I have problems with now is this stuff started when I was 12 years old. So I feel like I just hit puberty. Like I ruined my whole childhood. I was locked up my whole childhood.
I seen a thing the other day, and not to cut you off. but it said like when you experience a traumatic event, like you're kind of stuck at that time frame in your life. So when you just said that you feel like you just hit puberty,
I feel like I
like
just went through a
that-
28-year phase of in a flash, and it's so hard to explain to people, but that's just the easiest way. I feel like I'm just growing up. Like I'm just so having to not act like a kid. Uh, Having to explain to girls that I'm trying to date or talk to, it's real hard on them because I've had a few lately that like I really liked, but it gets to the point where like they're like, well, you should have known. And I'm like, listen, and yeah, I got to run 40 years of chaos down all the way to my childhood, from the sexual abuse to the mental abuse to everything that happened to me as a kid, to my mom, and I'm like, no, I was like, I don't. All I know is this other side of life that you don't know nothing about. And like having to learn the difference between holding myself accountable when I know I'm not being the right type of man. Because there's really no in between with this. Like when you make the choice to be a better person, you're gonna have to be a better person, or you're still gonna keep falling back into them same traits. And it's not the addiction that I have problems with; it's falling back in the patterns of being wrapped up in my head and not talking to people about it. Communication, communication, probably.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to communicate with people because I don't trust people.
and
Life
the amount of people that could actually like understand where you're coming from, like your
is
situation.
few and far between. Yeah,
You
like
should talk to
when
Keaton. I feel like you and my boyfriend get along very well.
yeah, he must be a good dude then. He must have good taste. Must be a good dude then.
I think you guys could actually talk about a lot of things because a lot of things that you say, he said to me,
Yeah,
like especially about like not trusting people, kind of like he was away for 6 years,
Yeah.
kind of feeling like
Locked up?
you lost, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so kind of feeling like he lost
Here?
well, Loretto and then a couple other places. I don't really know exactly.
I got 15 years in now, so if they've been locked up in the state, I probably don't.
Yeah, it's federal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of says like he feels like he feels like he's younger than he is because he's
That's exactly
yeah.
to be 41. I'll be 42 in a couple weeks. That's it. I feel like I'm trying to live my past out. That's where I get caught up.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still chasing just wanting to have fun, and
Sure.
it's hard to. That's the line that I feel like that's the only line left I feel like that I keep towing is to find. I feel like I want to settle down, but like I stay on the move so much, working and home and working. I'm in Pittsburgh 5 days a week and then back home. And it's like when I come home, I just want to spend a few days just unwinding and letting loose and just being with my friends and seeing my son. Me and my son go out and eat and, just hang out and do our thing. And but I realize that like I'm still neglecting parts of everything that I learned by doing that. You know what I mean? And with my daughter, my daughter is the prime example. She stays in her emotions as she should. She don't have her mom and she really don't have her dad. And that's been the hardest is just trying to find a healthy balance in there of what a normal life can be for me. That's definitely the.
How hard has it been with the relationship between you and your kids since having those begin?
Touchy. Touchy. Now my son is old enough and experienced enough and seen enough that he wouldn't talk to me for years, 2 or 3 years. He's 21 now, be 22 this year. And last year, he was 20 beginning last year. And I was like, look, just come spend a day with me. And let's just talk this out wherever it goes. Even if you decide you don't ever want to speak to me again, let's just have this conversation. And he came over And I ended up finding an old bottle of Bacardi 151 that my dad had hid. It's probably been 20 years up here. And we ended up getting shit-faced drunk. Neither one of us really drink like that. It's the only time I can tell you I've been drunk in the past years. And about fought, and he cussed me like a dog, and he got a lot of shit off his chest. And the one thing he said to me that made me realize my kids got the best part of me. Their heads, how they are, and how they function, just always laughing, smiling, and just being joyous. And I'm thankful for that, because it's like they see the pain in me, but they don't see the pain in life no more.
Right.
And he looked at me and told me, and he's going up listening to this, I'm sure, but he looked at me and told me, he was like, I could probably deal with you going back to prison. I could probably deal with any of this, anything in life. He was like, but I swear to God, if you ever lie to me again, I'll never speak to you again. And that was like, and I just started bawling, crying. And he was like, and because, we're half shitty at the time. And he was like, I didn't mean to like really hurt your feelings, but I mean what I'm saying. I was like, you didn't hurt my feelings. I was like, I'm sitting here looking at a 20-year-old man right now. And I was like, you're making decisions now to just, any man don't want somebody to lie to him. And I was like, so for you to be able to sit here and tell me this, like, it made me realize that my son was a high functioning adult now. Like, and it touched me. So no matter what now, like, he's called me a couple times, stuff my mom's called and told him. And he called and be like, I want to ask before I get all mad now. and I tell him the truth now, no matter what, whether it's something I don't want to say or not. And I think it goes back to the accountability thing. Like, but yeah, he's became my best friend, and he's my son now. He's my best friend. And I call him. And when I'm on one, like, I need somebody to talk it out with me right now. I need to tell me where I'm fucking up, and I'll call him, because he's so level-headed. It's crazy.
But he's your main support system.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
Yeah, my dad too. Me and my dad done got right. Dad got himself back in church. He ain't drinking years. Quit gambling. He quit living that life. And he's doing good. And me and him are real close. So yeah. Just getting a little bit of my family back together. My mom, not so much. She's gonna die of addiction. She's still on pills. My sister's bad alcoholic. They stay down there fucked up. And she'll be dead in the next few years. And it's hard because her birthday was last week. And I made a post just telling her happy birthday. Yeah, and telling everybody. And that was my sister that commented on there saying something about, reaching out to her. And she was like, I've not seen her since 2010. And it's tearing my sister up, because that's my good sister. Like, she's got a different dad than I do. And always went to college, hell of a job, makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. She's an administrator for like a retirement community in North Carolina. Like the main boss. She's a hell of a person, good person. And it's bothering her right now, because she ended up meeting a dude a couple years ago, was my age. She's 10 years older than I am, so I told her she's robbing a cradle. I'm sure she's gonna listen to this too. But it was crazy because he had the same heart problems I did, and he died last year. And it's like, the husband she was with for 30 years or something, they end up splitting up because of poor choices he made. So I won't go into that. That's their own business. But it wasn't right. And they split up, and they was together from the time she was in college till, just a few years ago.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Quadcast.
Remember, breaking stigma doesn't stop when the episode ends. We're building a movement, and you're a part of it. Stay strong, stay aware, and stay connected.
And this is the Quadcast, signing out.